on YouTube, Davie.
What, from the Tim Davie fans?
Yeah, is it Davie or Davis?
It's Tim Davie, no S.
Davie. Tim Davie. Got it.
You never work at the BBC with that attitude. You don't even know who the bloody boss is. You'd be like, all right, Tom Davis.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Davis. Here's he
All
going.
right, geese. All right, geese.
Oh, he's lovely today.
That'd be Josh James coming into the BBC. Look, I know you're looking for like right-wing comedians. I'm not specifically right-wing, but I talk like this. Can I get in? Is that all right?
You know what he's like. You know what he's
You know,
like.
I'm a bit cheeky. Cheeky's a bit right-wing, isn't it? Yeah. But don't always get my words right, but it's all right.
It's all right.
Come on.
In it when people hate thick people. Right. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to All I Do Is Fail. I'm your host, Tom Elwes. I'm joined today, as ever, by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods.
Hey, Tom. Hey, listeners. It's been a week. It's been a long week of no podcasting. So we've got so much to catch up on.
Yeah.
Hopefully
you're looking at us, physically looking at us on the YouTube, okay? Because that's what we've done this. So hopefully all of you, all tens of listeners we have are looking at us on YouTube and going, wow, those guys. I'm never going back to that shitty analog system of just listening to it. I'm all
this
about
was a good strategy.
Now. Yeah. Ali's worn his best sort of, I don't know what you'd call that, sort of Jesus-esque shirt, I imagine.
It's sort of Messiah, ginger Messiah.
Yeah.
Just especially for the viewers at home. I have put on, it's a collarless shirt, Tom. What do you think of that? Are you a fan? Collarless shirt?
Yeah, I mean, you look like your name is like Jehovah, and you're gonna come and school your kids and put the wrath in them. But
I am, and that I am. That's true. This is the
no doubt in my mind that that's the kind of dad you'll be.
And then there's a bit of bicep.
Okay, you've been working out in lockdown, or?
But this is all for the viewers. I've done all this for the viewers, Tom. Whereas you've got an even thinner legs.
Yeah.
You're wearing a black t-shirt, no effort done as well. The standard comedian's dress, male comedian's dress.
Yeah.
A black t-shirt. You look
got a fade haircut.
You got a fade. That's quite good. Yeah, that's quite good.
I will say that I have altered my background for the listeners as well. I've gone for the neutral tones of like a white living room, so that's good.
You look like I look like I'm Skyping with someone from DFS.
Yeah,
and they're like, "This is how we do it now." Oh, we got a lot of lovely sofas. We got this one. Let me just swing the camera around. Got this one as well. You can't really. I don't know why I've sort of gone for Josh James. Josh James is also working in DFS as well as getting a job in the BBC. Yeah, I'll be with you in a moment, Tim Davie. I've just got a lovely sofa. I've got a shift. Before I pitch you my sitcom. Let me just have a look at this.
Yeah.
If you want to go back and listen to Josh James's episode where you see that he talks exactly like that, which is actually one of my fave episodes.
Yeah. Because not only is he hilarious at the beginning, he then gives one of the most like real and heartfelt stories ever. So
yeah, and you know me, because I'm waiting sort of how can I pounce with a pun or some sort of
sweet
roast.
Things. Yeah.
As Ali Zing. But
when he was almost in tears, that's when Ali really laid into him. That's when
Tom had to hold me back. I was
that's when he just wanted to really bring out the sort of homophobic stuff, and I was like, Ali, come on, let's restrain.
I can't do it every week, so that was the reason why I held back on that one. But that is a really good episode where he talks about his car crash essentially, and it was all his fault.
Drink driving.
And that is what you're going to get from this new system, listeners, is you're going to get us talking about our favorite episodes.
The good old days.
This one, we were like, do you remember when that one was a good one?
Way better than this shit. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen,
you've got a nice new background, Tom. All cream. It's very calming, very Asylum-esque. Even the plugs in your background are white. What's going on?
I'm a mystery, and they should see my bedroom. It's exactly like this. I'm a mystery, and it's a bit American Psycho. I won't lie, but that's
you.
Yeah, I want to be a unique mystery. That's how.
You ain't got no business cards. You got a business card?
Yeah, I do actually. Really annoyingly, made shitloads of them about a week before lockdown. I had a load come. Obviously, not handed out a single one, but
What do they say? Part-time model, Hollister enthusiast Tom Elwes
TikTok
can
superstar,
perform
now
at your bar
Instagram
mitzvah.
superstar, racked up nearly over 6,000 likes on my last Instagram. Yeah, just shit like
That's
that.
great.
Yeah,
That's great. Are you getting more followers on Instagram then?
yeah,
And you
literally.
directing them to the podcast?
Hopefully that's hopefully they'll
What do
be
you
coming
mean?
on.
Hopefully, this should be going on
I
there. If
plug
they like
I plug this
your
this
4-second videos, they'll
yeah
enjoy 40 minutes of
of
political,
non-stop chat and
satirical
banter. Yeah,
chat between the two hottest straight white young men on the
in the
circuit.
game,
To be
which
fair,
actually
we are probably high up on that list.
segues quite nicely into our first story, listeners, which is new head of the BBC, Tim Davis,
You
Davis.
got it wrong. There's no S.
I
There's
know
no S. You're never
Davis.
getting a job at the BBC
Tim
on at
Davie.
this rate.
Tim Davie. Well, how the fuck did I mess that up? Tim Davie, new head of the BBC, Tim Davie, has
No
started.
one's surprised you didn't get that right.
Yeah,
Dyslexic Elwes. I'm
exactly.
sorry. But you
You're
did a
actually
good
not
try.
very, very understanding of both my needs and disability.
So I
But
wasn't listening.
you're not getting a job at the BBC, mate. All I,
No, I'm not.
well, maybe under the new leader, because he has decided, okay, that he's making a few changes. He gave his first speech today, the new Director General of the BBC, and he's decided that he wants to streamline the approach of the BBC. And the BBC has become too spread out. It's been trying to fight too many fires in an effort to combat the big American streaming giants such as Netflix and Amazon. And in an effort to do so, they're going to streamline their approach. And he wants to go to basically making about 80% of the programming that they're currently making, was his approach. So he wants to basically make more of the good stuff and be much more quick to axe the shit stuff when it's not working. Because God only knows that they have made a lot of shit stuff over the years.
How dare you, Mrs. Brown's Boys? Some of the best. Did you see?
No,
Did you
I'd
see?
never slack. Don't, Ali. You know I watch that every week.
That's the only thing you're getting in, mate. That's the
Yeah.
only thing you're getting in. Can you do an Irish accent and pretend to be like a really old stereotype of an old woman?
Wow.
So,
Ali, what are you talking about? What?
Tom, you can't be in here fucking around.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if by trying to be quite cool and edgy, we've actually just sort of pissed off Irish people who listen to this.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm Irish, so it's fine. I'm allowed to say it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Elwes, a classic Irish. A classic Irish.
Yeah, my dad genuinely is Irish, so you can't get angry at me. All right.
Did you watch Frankie Boyle's, which was a good thing the BBC did? I enjoyed. Did you watch Frankie Boyle's special on iPlayer?
No, I haven't seen it yet. What did he say?
He has this joke about comic relief. Comic relief I often get asked to do. I wish they did it on a pay what you laugh basis. Suddenly you've got Mrs. Brown's Boys owing Chad £30 million. It's good. It's good.
Oh, that's funny. That's
special. Recommend it. Frankie Boyle on BBC iPlayer.
So, and the other major change for our lives, not that we're big on the BBC yet, even though we both have appeared on the BBC, it is that he has decided, on the radio, but still the BBC as an organisation, both of our names are somewhere. What he has decided, the new Director General, is that he's going to axe left-wing comedy. Well, not axe. Oh god, don't get it out. You keep all your posters. Oh my god, you're a loser. Look at Ali. For the listeners, Ali is currently showing the museum to himself that he has on his. Is this what you show girls? Do you bring them round and be like, have you seen that?
There's no girls here.
Yeah. That's actually his own masturbation material. Sorry.
Yeah, I've got my BBC, but because you said, but I put my BBC receipt, my
not receipt. I didn't my BBC bite-size receipt. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Great. That was good. That was
good
back in the heyday of BBC.
Yeah.
BBC, the payment I got from the BBC on my wall because of how important it was to me.
Right. Well, I put I have a drawer of comedy shit that has gross, flyers with my face and unfortunately your face on it.
Yeah, I didn't put that. You'll see there's no
reference to arguably the most successful show you did, the sellout run that we had in Edinburgh.
I think we were the most profitable show in the Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's not, but just the tonic. The mid-afternoon madness that was exhibited there. Yeah, you're not on my wall at all. There's no I could put up some flyers if I had any. Do you have spare ones?
Yeah, I've got some. I'll give you some. I'll make the wall as
Yeah,
well.
sure, mate.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll put them up.
yeah, 100%,
Why'd you keep
100%.
them in a drawer though? That's so weird. Where's the passion?
I don't. I don't. I
Tucked
just.
away in a drawer. That's like treating it like a dildo. Like, what is this? Like, oh,
That's how I
oh
like to
yeah,
treat comedy. I only want to
yeah,
see it.
there's,
Want to see it
there's
once at the end of the night and nothing else.
this is what you do, right? The girl's back, and then she goes, "Have you got a condom?" And you go, "Yeah, no worries." And then you go into your drawer and you go, "Oh, wrong drawer. Look at it. Oh, so annoying. All my like flyers and shit from like the comedy shows I do. Oh,
I,
what are the chances?"
I'm not taking this chat from the person who literally has it above his bed, so he likes to stare at
Yeah.
it because Ali would like to stare at it as opposed to the girls that he's bringing back to his room. Is that
Actually,
text? What is that? Is that text you've received?
these are messages I've received from people saying how much they enjoyed my comedy.
That is the creepiest shit ever. If I was printing out DMs from people being like, "I really enjoyed your comedy," and you put it on your wall,
What's wrong with that?
how
It's the
fucking
in-
arrogant is that?
it's
You're mocking me. Will you bring
no.
a girl to your room and be like, "Oh, these are just all the texts people
Why
have
is
just
it
said to me and
always?
said how
Why
great
is
I
it
am"?
always that girls are coming back to my room? I've already refuted that
Okay.
out of hand. So that is not an issue. But you all know more than anyone, there's so much self-doubt in comedy that sometimes you need reminded that you're not shit. And so that's what I started doing. So printing out the nice messages I'd had from people to, because when you get back from a bad gig and you're sitting there in your bed, the kebab or the chicken or whatever I've got on the way home in
Chicken
my
grease
hand,
dripping down your fingers.
just crying.
Yeah.
It's good to look up and think, nah, I've had some good ones.
Yeah. Fair. Maybe I need a little
But
bit more of
have
that.
you ever received? But your DMs are so different. So mine are all like, really enjoyed the show. Hi, you were so funny. Love that joke. Whereas yours are like, oh, are you out for a drink still? 1
I
a.m.
actually have
And
a
you were so fun. Was it true about you being single? I bet it's not. Like, and that's what yours are. That's what yours are. Are you still in Covent Garden at like 12:43 a.m.?
I actually have a fair few. The nicest email I ever got sent, and this is really sucking myself off, was from some very angry, aggressive, bald Jeff Innocent fans. And the guy found me and he emailed me and he was like, "You're actually funny, mate." I thought he was honest about it at the show afterwards. He pulled me. He said, "When you walked up there, I thought you were going to be shit, but you're actually pretty funny."
That's good. Wait, how do you know they were Jeff Innocent fans then?
Because he told me. He said we come to see Jeff Innocent wherever we go. Like they're like
Who is
he's like
great.
hardcore fans.
I mean, you wouldn't want to. Jeff is a great guy from when I've met him, but I would not want to mess with his fans. I wouldn't. The
No,
type of blokes that would be attracted to seeing Jeff Innocent all the time, I think
it's a
not
vibe.
like the sort
It's a
of
vibe, you know.
the sort of wokey, it's so hard being such
Yeah,
a
yeah,
a
really,
man
really,
nowadays,
really,
isn't it?
really
So
pulls in
hard.
that woke crowd. Yeah, but quickly, so back to our main story, listeners. Yes, so new director of the BBC has decided
What's his
that
name?
Tim Davie, right, has decided to axe left wing comedy, or not axe it, but he's decided that comedy on the BBC is too left wing, and in an effort to shape up the BBC and make it more balanced, and is going to put more right wing comedy on the BBC. How do you feel about that, Ali? As a
So what
hardcore
I
right wing
will what
comedian who really just hates sort of migrants and women, mainly women. But what are you feeling about
well, but that's only because of my experience. The the thing with it though is, I will ask you: did he actually come out and say this? Because what I feel like happened was on Tuesday, it got reported that people were expecting him to say it, but hadn't actually said it. And did he actually say it today in his
Well, there was
speech?
no
Because I
quote
didn't read his
actually
speech.
from him, but I think he has been quoted in saying that he wants to make the BBC more centrist and focus on making it sort of um, relevant for everyone's point of view across the country.
Yeah.
Basically meaning that he wants to represent the 52% of people who voted for Brexit.
Yeah, which are they're a great crowd.
Classic.
Um, so I sort of sort of agree with the Guardian did an article from shock that I brought up the Guardian almost
Shock.
immediately
Shock.
after
The
saying this,
ginger soy boy in the collarless shirt is reading the
which
reading
I
the
ping
Guardian.
pong so quickly on this show, go from the right wing sexist homophobe to look at this soy boy liberal snowflake.
No, but you're
So
like a
that's because
classic. You're a classic liberal soy boy. It's all for show, but really deep down, you hate the women. It's like all the comedians who keep getting me too. It's just that vibe, you know.
they're the worst. Which there was another high profile case of that
Classic
with
James, old James. We can say
James
his name.
Beach.
James Beach.
James Beach, call him out. Yeah,
Yeah.
never met the bloke, but he is a classic. So if you don't know about this listeners, James Beach, who big following online, doing well in America, did shows with lots of like animations and PowerPoints, did a quite famous show about replying to scammers
Scamming
consistently.
scammers. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, has been outed as being I to be honest, I didn't read it fully. That's not good of me, is it? It was just like so it was just like so templated, nerdy, awkward, um, Edinburgh Festival favourite turns out to actually treat women horrifically in private, and especially those in the industry. It's
Yeah.
like that is it's a tale as old as time.
Yeah. Keep
And
donating
that's
£10.
what I said. They need more Chads. They need more Chads to
Yeah.
keep women safe.
Exactly.
Promote
Exactly.
the jocks who
Yeah.
are super laddie
Yeah.
into football, who go gym every day,
Yeah.
and then that
You know,
will
they don't need. They don't. You
make
know,
that'll
there's
make
doing less molestation. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, they probably just need less men, don't they? But that's by the by. So the Guardian talked to an insider in BBC. I don't know who this one is, but the headline is "Right Wing Comedians Not Funny Enough for BBC Shows," which, as a first headline, I think is so funny.
I like. Look, I think that's that. I did see that headline of that article, and I do just. I think that obviously it's been written by a left wing person. They said they spoke to BBC
Mm.
producers. There's no denying, and we both know that there are some incredibly funny. I mean, incredibly funny right wing comedians.
So that's when it goes on. To say though, because what I agree with this. Okay, this is what I agree with in that it's there are okay. Look, you can't. Okay, sorry, I'm messing up my words here. This is what I agree with, that they are looking at all comedians, all successful comedians with followings and stuff. They are looking at them. I don't understand why they wouldn't be looking at them. But then the other thing that they say here, which I think is quite true, which I'm just trying to find the exact quote for. Okay, I can't find the exact quote in the article, but it basically says about like just because a comedian is centre right or voted Brexit or generally votes Tory doesn't mean they always want to talk about it. Whereas you've got like loads of left wing comedians who always want to talk about politics and talk about being liberal and left wing. So it means they're vocally coming across a lot stronger, the BBC left wing, because the comedians they get on, like Nish Kumar, are doing whole shows just all about how politics is fucked and the Conservative Party's fucked.
Yeah.
Whereas you just don't. A lot of centre right wing comedians, they'll do. The thing is that, from my experience with going in club and stuff, they'll show themselves to be that way inclined by doing material on, the problems of veganism or talking about millennials aren't what they cracked up to be. It'll be that sort of material. But I rarely do see a comedian who I'd recognise as that person. I probably imagine is centre right or right wing or whatever. Do material purely on like this is how bad the Labour Party is. It just
Yeah.
doesn't seem to happen as much.
No. Well, I think
Whereas you get comedians who literally go up and especially have shows and satirical shows about like Boris Johnson is a dickhead, like basically.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's brilliant.
The only time I saw it where it was like proper free for all sort of assassination of the Labour Party was with the anti-Semitism. It was from Jewish comics talking about the anti-Semitism. That's the only time I've actually seen that open attack like that. And I think that it's an easier. I mean, obviously the Tories are an easier target. That's not, of course. So, but equally, I do think if people do cock it up, they do cock it up on the left as well. They are like with the anti-Semitism, they're gonna get a hard time for it. With regards to the guy saying that there aren't any funny, right? That's just like there's comedian like Jeff
So
Norcott, Leo.
this is the quote. Yeah, but they get so Leo Kearse. I don't think has any much BBC work, but Jeff Norcott is on the BBC all the time, and that's what he said. He's like basically said Jeff can't do it all. So this is the quote: like internally, we've been asked to make sure we have more balance across our shows. We are constantly on the lookout, but there aren't many people who have those viewpoints on the comedy circuit. Tell me the names that we're missing out on. Some people aren't very good. The issue is a shortage of right-wing comedians.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's. Yeah, I mean,
but that's what I think. I don't think there are actually a lot of funny right-wing comedians who talk about being right-wing.
Yeah, I mean, is Leo Kearse and Jeff Norcott and Constantine. That's it. They're the only guys.
But Constantine, even himself,
he
himself says he's centrist.
Yeah, but he's more so. I feel like even centrist is like, because everyone's left. Where we all just, it's just assume that everyone's left. So I think.
Well, in the London comedy circuit, yeah,
yeah. Which realistically is where the BBC are going to be finding all their comedians.
But that's another thing they said.
The producers are traveling anywhere outside of London. You're crazy.
But that's what this guy says as well. He says if you book a right-wing comic in London, then the audience will be quite muted. If you're recording in Hull or Doncaster, you'd get a different response. So which I think is actually just a lazy response. It's like, do a comedy special from Hull or Doncaster or whatever. Like Hull is a city. It's not like these places are just just barren landscapes with people coming up like, you're out there, lad. Out here the roach. That's the only thing you can eat.
What?
Give me a black
you doing? What you say?
Yeah.
The BB who? What?
But that to me just screams, do gigs in Hull. Like do record a live from Hull. I would, as a left-leaning person, I'd be interested to watch that show because I'd be interested to see how people go down and stuff like that.
And I think there was comics like Peter Kay, used to record their specials in Blackpool and stuff like that. I think there's a lot to be said for it.
The thing is, though, I think a lot of it is that Peter Kay is someone who I imagine a lot of speculating, I guess, but a lot of Brexit supporting people would like because has that mass appeal.
Yeah,
but he's not talking about politics.
No one, they don't. It's
right when people don't come out and go, "What a shit show!" The Labour Party.
Do you think that's because they're worried that they will be? They have been worried that they will not be booked for shows on the BBC.
Like cancel culture stuff.
Yeah. Well, do you think if by talking about it, you're alienating yourself, and then you're not going to get booked by TV? Because that is a lot from the right wing comics. What they do say, they do argue that they, because they say right wing things, they're not getting booked for TV roles.
You're quite in with the right wing comics, aren't you, Tom? You got something to?
No, I'm just arguing both points of view. We're like this is what people, this is good sort of playing devil's advocate here because that's what they say, and I just want what you think. I've got my opinion on it.
Well, yeah, but no one wants to hear that.
They all come here from the Jesus Soy Boy. This is
Jesus Soy Boy. Yeah, but when we get on to who's in the latest series of Love Island, like obviously I'll pass it over to you. The thing. So my favorite comedian in America right now is Bill Burr, who, when you hear him talk and the way he talks, you'd say is at least centrist, but probably right center, if not right wing.
I mean, he's considered centrist in America, which makes you hard right here, basically. Like,
yeah. But that's it. But he manages to come across as tolerant and informed, even though he says all the time, "I don't read, don't applaud, I don't read," all that sort of stuff. But he manages, because of the skill of him, he manages to come across and he calls stuff out. He calls stuff out that he thinks is wrong, that a lot of those that the left wing hysterical masses that people are so scared of would not like talking about how he doesn't think Michelle Obama should be doing a book tour because she's not famous for anything. Like, that is a controversial view
Yeah.
that a lot of the people who, the masses, the left wing, they would be like, how dare you say that about the greatest ever American woman, or whatever they think of Michelle Obama. But he comes across it in a funny way and in an informed way. And if you don't agree with it, well, then fuck it. But I don't think there's a lot of that in UK comedy, because I think things quickly get, whether it's, I don't know whether that's the audience response or the comedians quality or the style of comedy in Britain, but a lot of stuff gets shut down quicker, I think, in the UK.
Do you think it's the
Then
over politicization of views as well? Do you think
what do you mean?
do you think people can just say,
Good
I
word
feel
for
like
you,
in
by the way.
America you can just have an
Over
opinion.
politicization. Good word
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
I won't ask you to spell it. Don't worry. We haven't got enough time.
but like if you I think if you in America you can just say, like Bill Burr, a thing, and then people don't instantly make it a political argument and don't instantly say that's a right wing point of view or a left wing point of view. I think people are so quick now. I think that's been the biggest change, is that people are so quick to jump on things that you say as a comedian and be like, that's right wing or that's left wing, Sometimes it can just be your opinion. You can still be left wing. Like, me and you are both left wing, but I'm sure we would both have said things that would be considered right wing at a point in our lives. Of course, there needs to be a bit more balance with it.
Well, I agree with you on that, because we know comedians who have essentially been centrist, but the reaction has been such that they've been pushed into right wing, but the right wing fans have been more encouraging of, like, fuck the BBC and stuff. Just go YouTube and we'll watch you there and shit, and you can have your own channels. We know comedians where that's happened, because it's that cannibalization of the left. I had it in one of the gigs before lockdown, where I was doing a comedy gig. It was going nice. It was going fine. I wasn't smashing it, but I was having a good gig. It was all good. And I was sort of moving on to sort of my second last bit. I was only doing a 10-minute spot, probably about 7-8 minutes in. And then I finished a bit, and I just heard this woman say to her partner, but very loudly, she's got internal misogyny and he does too. And I went, what? What did you say? And she went, nothing. I was like, what do you say about, am I misogynist? And she's like, yeah, you've got internalized misogyny. And I was like, what's happening? She's like, you called her a girl. Like, she's not a girl. She's an adult woman. And I was just so unprepared for that. I was like, oh, I can't believe it. And, like, we sort of had like an awkward chat, and eventually everyone was getting annoyed more with her for sort of like taking such a point in the middle of a comedy show.
But that's
the
flooring thing.
Like,
that's all you can really do is say sorry, and like
I don't even know that sort of shit. Well, what I did obviously is like, okay, let me tell you one more story, and then we're all good. Yeah, okay, cool, thanks. So I was with this girl the other day. She was 81. She was giving me I just wanted, and then that got applause. So I was like, all right, safe. Bye. But that one, because you're just like, so in those instances, I'm like, oh shit, do I need to be more educated on this fact? But at the same time, I've got another voice going, fuck this. It's a comedy show, man. Take it out with me after the show, or let's chat about it, or whatever. But you don't realize how much worse people are in the world than this. Like, this is not your small hill to die on here. Like, it's that living in that woke liberal bubble of just censorship. And it's all well and good that, this was in East London. It's like, oh, well, it's all well and good you living in East London doing this, but are you campaigning for this? Are you talking to people about it? Are you doing things? Or are you just sitting there with your advertising marketing job going, oh, the way people talk about it, blah, 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 blah. It's so ill. But then, move back to Surrey and, it's been performative liberalism. So I had the two voices. And so I can see how there is a cannibalization of the left that might make right-wing comedians go off mainstream stuff. Because they're like, well, BBC's never going to book me. I might as well just go all in, start my YouTube channel,
go all
get
in,
loads of followers.
Do you think the
YouTube
YouTube
be potentially quite offensive?
Yeah. Do you think the success of them on YouTube and the viewing figures that they've been pulling in is part of the reason that the BBC may have, started to change their tune? I think I'm not naive enough to think that the BBC is anything but a corporation that wants to make money, right? I know they've got everyone's best interest at heart. Oh, media and Hollywood.
They don't.
All
They
media in
would book
Hollywood,
us.
they just want to do it for the love of the art, not the money. But
Yeah.
I think they're just, so I think this is a business move as well. I think that they've seen that there's obviously appetite for it, and they want to provide it and
But
keep
also,
those.
bro,
Say
do
that
you
again.
know what the average age of BBC One viewers is? The
Oh,
average
oh,
age of
I
BBC
don't know.
One
Tell me,
viewers,
it's got to be old.
61.
61.
That's the average age of BBC One viewers who actually watch BBC One, who put BBC One on, is 60. That's average age. BBC Two is 62. Bruv, they know that what their audience is. A lot of it is old fuckers, man. Old, and also like the Little England people as
Mm.
well who want to watch stuff like proms, stuff like the boat race and shit. Like
They did the
they,
U-turn. They did a U-turn on the proms. They're gonna sing. They're gonna sing it. Um,
oh, they are going to sing it.
mhm. Yeah. So
Well, I'll be there.
yeah. All our campaigning worked off.
Far
You.
out my last like exactly, yeah. After we did that slamming episode, I mean,
Yeah.
fucking whatever. But
Here's
they
my.
know. But if they don't cater to those people, if they just get a load of East London wankers who are just like like, oh, all my friends are trans, biracial, and isn't that great? Which it is great. But if they get more of that on, then people will just like, because
Turn
the
off.
thing is. The people who like that stuff don't watch the BBC or they
I
don't
know.
pay
I
for
know.
their
I know.
BBC subscriptions.
Yeah.
That's
They are
the
watching
thing.
niche YouTube documentaries about drug
Or they're
dealing
watching
in
or they watch
Sudan,
Netflix.
the
Man, they're
trans
doing
drug
all that.
dealing movement in Sudan. It's crazy,
Or they're streaming. BBC have to target people who can't find illegal streams. That's
Yeah.
their thing. People are watching iPlayer. They've not even paid for a subscription, man.
Yeah. I do. This is how we fix the BBC, right? What about this for a theory? Okay, BBC One right wing, BBC Two completely left wing. Just that's it. There's two completely different channels.
Cut
Problem
it out,
solved.
mate.
Already, people are polarized and in their own echo chamber bubbles on the internet. So why not do it with TV as well? Honestly, I bet you it'd be really popular.
It could work. Let me ask you this, Tom. You get your own talk show,
Yeah,
creative freedom to do what you want,
yeah.
and you can put it on BBC Two and have it left
Say that
leaning.
again. You cut out.
You can put it on BBC Two, so you have
Yeah.
your left and have it left leaning. You have creative freedom of it, or you can put it on BBC One and right leaning, but you get paid 10 times as much.
You'd have to go the left leaning only because if you were on the right wing show, your guests would just be so shit. It would literally just be like, I'm trying to think of like openly right wing celebrities, and it'd just be like Farage
Mate,
every week, and like
no, but you'd have the same guest that someone like a Joe Rogan would,
no, like
like
Hollywood
that.
actors. No, Hollywood actors are not coming on your right wing
There's
talk
some
show.
that would come on your show. If you did the left leaning panel show for
Yeah.
£18,000 a year, that was your salary, 18 grand. Or you get 10 times as much on the right leaning show. What do you do? And you have to sign. It's a 2-year contract. So you have to do 2 years of programming. You have to do 2 seasons at least.
Oh god, it'd be so bad. No, not even like on the BBC Two on the left leaning one as well. They'd just be like, "You're just lucky to be here." So like they're just like they'd buy your cab or something. You're just not getting paid no money. You get paid in Twitter followers. Like you get paid in liberal Twitter followers.
They'd be like, "How much of your salary are you going to donate then? Because I've just
Yeah.
talked to everyone else, and everyone's committed to 30%." And you're
Yeah.
like, "Bro, I'm getting paid £18,000." Like,
Yeah.
in Syria, kids are getting paid nothing to be bombed
Yeah.
on. Okay, so for fuck's sake. And in the right wing one, they're just popping the prosecco and just like having a party. They've got Royal Britannia. They've got Royal Britannia on
Just
the
in the
background.
studio. Yeah. You can imagine it being so patriotic at the beginning, like the national anthem plays into the start of your talk show.
And that is so you don't have as much creative freedom on the right wing show. Pure creative freedom for 18 grand a year on the left wing show.
Yeah.
But on the right wing show, they're like, we have to do the national anthem at the start every time. Farage is like he is a 5-minute, like he has his sort of.
There's going to be a segment. There's going to be a segment in the middle of it, which is a lot like Farage's YouTube channel, which if you haven't seen and want to be basically thoroughly disgusted, I would check out, where he goes to like hotels and finds migrants staying there and stuff and says it's outrageous.
Wow. And then you've got who else is on the roster? You've got Lawrence Fox there doing. He sings you out.
He's your musical guest.
He does the music. He's like the band at the side that you have to have like a bit of banter with. You have to have a bit of banter with, and then he'll play on guests and stuff. You've got Katie Hopkins is on like every other week, basically.
Yeah.
She's on. That's sort of You've got Julia Hartley Brewer as well. She's sort of like calling in, and she's like your voice in the
She's around.
in the earphones and
Stuff.
stuff. So you do that 180 grand for
Yeah.
2 years, or 18k. Complete
18K,
creative
but
freedom.
you get Brad Pitt on and
I didn't
Chloe
say
Day.
that. I didn't say that. You got to try and get guests on, but it's a good show.
Okay.
It's got no pedigree, so you've got to try and start building it up.
Oh God. Like, the annoying thing is, right, the Right Wing show would be a success, okay? There's no doubt about it. If you had a right wing talk show on BBC One, it's going to be a success. The audience is already there. The annoying thing is, the left wing talk show would probably not be a success, and the left wing people on Twitter would destroy you for it. Your right wing talk show could be so shit, and people would still be like, best thing on TV, best fucking thing on TV.
They would love it. They would love it. But then in the left wing show, guys, this is an issue that
The left
the
destroys
internet,
itself. We already know this.
The revolution eats its own children.
Yeah.
It would just be those people going to you, but they just wouldn't watch it because they'd be like, they got a straight white man.
Already it's problematic. Yeah.
So that's you're already down.
You've got no money.
They will be posting how many brilliant black people, women, people, ethnic, like that. All these people could have taken your role, but you've taken that role, and you'd be like, guys, you don't know what you would have got otherwise. Because you've got to take one. You can't do both. You'd be like, I've saved you from this other show, and they'd be like, yeah, sure, mate, sure, bet you'd love it.
The annoying thing is, on the right wing show, there'd be none of that. There'd be zero complaints. No one complaining about you've taken anyone's role. Like, nothing. It's
people would sit on there and just flick it on. It's sort of Saturday night, 9:45 or whatever. They just flick it on and watch it and sit down and be your fan.
The difficulty is both sides would be absolutely shit. Maybe what we should do is we'll both take a contract for a year with each, and then we'll switch. And I bet both of us will be relieved for different reasons. Like, you just at the end of the year, both of us will be like, "Oh, thank fuck, I don't have to do that anymore." Yeah.
Long whole process, man. Yeah, it's tough, man. To be honest, like, it's hard. What I will say, finally, on this whole right wing, left wing stuff, is funny's funny. That was, I remember listening to a podcast with who's that big American guy who was in Catastrophe? No, he was in Catastrophe. Does a lot of work over here in the UK.
Rob Mulholland, isn't it?
No, not Mulholland. Something else. But his child sadly passed away.
Yeah, I know that exactly. His name is Rob something.
Rob Delaney.
Rob Delaney, yeah.
But he said, that's what he said on the podcast. He was just like, funny is funny, man. If it works in a room full of white people, but not a room full of black people, it's not that funny. If it works in a room full of old people, not a room full of young people, it's not that funny. Just, if you are funny, people will laugh at it. And obviously, I don't want a culture where 99% of the room are having a great time, but 1% has enough Twitter followers to take down someone of people who'd never even watched that shit. And you get that both ways, man. Did you see that John Boyega article, the interview in GQ?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah. Well, no, I saw the controversial headline.
Yeah, exactly. They went with the clickbaity headline of John Boyega. John Boyega says he's the only character.
He's biting the hand that feeds him. Blah blah blah.
The only character that was racially discriminated against in Star Wars. Everyone came in with their trolls, but I really like John Boyega. I've really liked him since more so. And I liked him in like Attack the Block and Star Wars and stuff, but I liked him more so since Black Lives Matter and all that. I think he's a really sincere guy. Came across really well in the interview, but he said that his stance on Twitter was just like, why are you even tweeting this if you haven't read it? Like, why are you even quoting it or whatever? And all I'd ask is, like, whether it's right wing, left wing, whatever, like, if you watch someone's stuff and you don't like it, that's fine. That is fine. If you watch someone's stuff and you have a problem with it, that's also fine as well, and you can tweet about that. But everyone piling on either way, please just watch or listen or read the thing to make your own decision. There's too much of that culture online. Yeah, exactly.
Get
nuances.
The context.
There's too much of that culture.
Yeah. It is exactly the same, obviously, with stand-up. People get called out all the time for one line, but actually, if you were to watch the whole 8-minute bit in which that one line was buried within, you
Mm,
would most likely not be tweeting what you're tweeting. It's easy
mm.
just to get outraged at one line. It's easy, and it's yeah. So we've solved nothing, but I do we if the BBC want to take on our ideas of right wing, left wing, BBC One, BBC Two, can you imagine the news? It'd be so mental.
That would be sick. That would be
Yeah,
so. I actually really like that idea.
yeah, right wing, left wing, BBC,
All the shows, Top Gear. There'd be one where it's like just
old
normal
school
Top
Top
Gear.
Gear. Go back to yeah, yeah,
Yeah, old school. They'd be like, "Oh, she'll just be sitting on there, loving the vibrations of the new car."
yeah,
And then there'll be the left wing Top Gear, which is just like, so these are the bicycles everyone needs to purchase, and
yeah,
everyone reuses
yeah.
stuff, and obviously no cars.
Just just Jeremy Clarkson would be all over right wing BBC One, just
You
everywhere,
fucking
just
love it.
so much Clarkson.
You would love it, mate. You would love it.
Yeah,
I mean, these people are on their way out. Like, everyone can have their own channel now. That's the problem with the BBC. BBC, for loads of people in the 90s and noughties, was the place they wanted to go. I still would love a BBC sitcom at some point, but it was 90s and noughties is the place to go. But the thing is, these people who are problematic or who get chastised by the left on Twitter or whatever, they can just go have their own channel. And you know what my big issue with this is? The fucking right wing are winning everything. They're in charge of everything. All the time they're in charge of things. Now, everything. How is it like, but we're not allowed to say what we want on BBC Two? You fucking run the country. What do you want?
you know,
And you run America and America. Both countries are run of the big Western empires or whatever by right-wing people. What do you want, man? Allow me. Just stop being like so overtly like transphobic and homophobic and sexist and all that sort of stuff. Everyone gets the odd word wrong, but you can't just say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I don't know where the end
Anyway,
goal is, and I don't
I'm
even
not
know for
allowing
the
BBC
average
to
right
do
wing
too much.
person where like the end goal would be as well. Just like, yeah, I just want to just be able to just say exactly. Like, I don't think even people want that at all. You know, I don't think people want everyone just to be able to. I don't want full libertarianism. Isn't what I think most right wing people want. It's just bizarre.
Yeah. So this is obviously bad news for us. Davie said he regretted that the BBC had not gone further to create a more diverse and inclusive organisation. He pledged to make sure it reflects more accurately the society we serve in terms of gender, race, disability, socioeconomic status, and sexuality. So
We're fucked then.
we're fucked, mate. But we'll catch us on Parler.
Catch me. See you there, boys. See you there. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been All I Do Is Fail. I've been your host, Tom Elwes. You can catch me at Tom Elwes on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter. Ali?
Hey, Ali Woods Gigs. You check me out. I'm posting more stuff on YouTube, so come check me out on there. It's just Ali Woods. If you look and stuff, I'm posting some stand-up clips. I'll be doing that. I've been posting my sketches on there, so check that out. Also, I do want to say, obviously, it's a good thing that BBC is becoming more diverse, for obvious reasons. But we'll just wait until
Good reasons as well. We do
fail.
actually approve of it, even though we may jest. We are fully.
Yeah.
The BBC definitely needs to be more diverse. That is for sure.
Yeah. But mainly get rid of the. So when it comes to straight white men, mainly get rid of the awkward sex offenders.
Yeah.
And more of the Chad gym dudes, the gym buffs.
Get some Chad. Get diverse gym buffs in. Chad. Get diverse gym buffs in, and get rid of the fucking liberal predators. That's like.
They're not talking about hench diversity. They're not talking about stacked diversity. Yeah. Athleticism. Yeah, get rid of the fucking dweebs who treat women horribly.
Yeah.
That's my manifesto.
Weed out the dweebs. Anyway. That's our motto. Weed out the dweebs. That's if you take anything away from us today, we want you to weed out dweebs. We hate them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been All I Do Is Fail. I've been Tom Elwes. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye bye.